Hello. Hello. How are you this week? Are you okay? Yes, the good weather is here. Finally, we have beautiful weather. You can see I went to the hairdressers, but maybe it is too short. The hairdresser was very enthusiastic, maybe too enthusiastic with my hair. Okay, and I am suffering. Can you hear my voice and my nose? No, it is not the big virus. No, I have hay fever. Hay fever. Yeah, it's not a good time to have hay fever because if I sneeze, everybody panics. So it's not very good. So I have to be careful in shops. I have to wear a mask. I have to take antihistamines. But it's a little problem. It's not a big problem. Okay. Well, did you like the homework? Yeah. It was about sleep and dreams and conditional sentences. Yes. If I go to the shop, I have to be careful. This is the zero conditional, so it's true all the time. Good. Now, did you have time to learn the vocabulary from last week? So how do you say, in English, how do you say profiter de quelque chose? J'ai profité du soleil. Yeah? I made the most of something. So I made the most of the sun. Okay, how do you say j'en ai marre? En avoir marre. J'en ai marre. You say I am fed up. Or we can continue. I am fed up with something. Good. Okay. Now for clothes, how can you say un style décontracté? Yeah? It's casual. Casual. Casual clothes, casual dress. So, and the opposite, contraire. So élégant is smart. And remember, smart is also intelligent. So smart clothes or a smart person. Good. How do you say, ça m'est égal. Ça m'est égal. Je m'en moque. Yeah. So I don't care. So there's two expressions. I don't mind. I don't care. So I don't mind. I don't care. Stronger. So ça m'est égal. I don't mind. Un peu plus fort. Je m'en fiche. I don't care. But the difference, it depends on the voice. It depends how you say the expression. How do you say un croisement, un carrefour? Yeah. No, it's not a supermarket. It's a crossroads. Okay. How do you say pendant très longtemps? Pendant très très longtemps. Yeah. Well, it's for a very long time. But you can say for ages. For ages. Good. Now, what is the verb for someone who abandons their studies? There is a verb. Donc, abandonner, ses études à l'université. Say I, yeah, I drop out. So to drop out is to abandon your studies. Good. A very common adjective. How do you say ou je suis vexé, je suis troublé? So I am upset. Upset. Good. Again, how do you say se tromper, avoir faux? Yeah, you can say I made a mistake. J'ai fait une erreur. Or you can say I got it wrong. So the verb is to get it wrong. So I get it wrong. Ou mal comprendre. Yeah, is to misunderstand. Okay, to misunderstand. Okay, and you have a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. Okay, very good. Now I hope you liked the poem from last time by Robert Frost. It's a nice poem. Now today, there's less grammar today. There's not a lot of grammar today. It's just, today I want to look at some big numbers and some vocabulary for, well, today, we are going to travel a long way. A very long way today. Now, it is the end of lockdown. Now, what is the question for distance? Do you remember? So, can you travel? Yeah. But what is the question for the distance? So, how can you travel? Yeah, for distance, how far? How far can you travel now? So at the moment, we can travel 100 kilometers, about 80 miles. So how far is the question for distance? How far is it? How far is it to Arcachon? Yeah, I don't know. How far is it to Hong Kong? It's a long way. How far is it to the moon? Yeah, it's a very long way. Okay. Now, what is the question for la durée? So imagine I drive to Arcachon. So how far is it to Arcachon? But the question for the time? Yeah. So I say how long does it take to go to Arcachon? How long does it take to get to Arcachon or to drive to Arcachon? So how long does it take? This is the time. How far is it? This is the distance. So how long does it take to drive to Paris? I don't know, maybe it takes 7 or 8 hours to drive to Paris, maybe. How long does it take to get to Hong Kong? Well, I don't know. I imagine it takes 12 hours, maybe. I don't know. How long does it take to go to the moon? A very long time. But we need a spaceship to go to the moon. Okay, now, so today, well, how far is it to the moon? Yeah. Well, it's a big number. So today, I want to look at some big numbers as well. Now, we are going to travel a long way. We are going to travel for ages today. But first, a little challenge for you. Can you please close your eyes? Listen to the sound of my voice. Okay. Try to do nothing for 1 minute. Okay, ready? Just rest for 1 minute. Here we go. Okay, that was 1 minute, more or less. Did it seem, did it seem like a long time? It does. When we stop suddenly, we have the expression time flies when you are having fun. Okay? So le temps passe vite quand on s'amuse. Voilà. On a l'impression que le temps passe vite quand on s'amuse. Say time flies. Okay, good. But English lesson, time does not fly. Okay, good. Now, so today we are going to travel a long way. We are going to travel in space. And we are going to travel in time. Okay, into the future. So first, are you ready? Come with me on my spaceship. We are going to explore the universe. So are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, lift off.
0, all engine running.
Hello again. Here we are in space. Yes, we are in space today. Okay. I don't know why in films about space, everyone moves very slowly. So, yes, we are in space. Now, do you have your books? Yes. So turn to page 98 in the student book. So here we have 98. we are going to look at the wonders, the merveilles, the wonders of our universe. So page 98, page 99, big numbers, conditional sentences, a little bit. Okay, good. Now to start, look at exercise number 2. It's just for fun. It's a little quiz about the universe. Good. So question number 1. Do you know the answer? The universe is what? Listen to the pronunciation. The universe is 13.7 billion or 13.7 million years old. Ooh. What do you think? Yeah, it's 13.7 billion years old. Donc, pour le virgule, on dit point. For mathematics. Remember, for the internet, it's dot, so .com, .fr. But for mathematics, we say point. So 13.7 billion. And a billion, it's a milliard. Okay, so billion, c'est milliard. Okay, good. And trillion, c'est 1000 milliards. It's very old. It's very old indeed. Okay, number 2. Our solar system solaire, was formed 5 billion years ago or 1 billion years ago. What do you think? Yes, it was formed 5 billion years ago. More or less. And you can see, remember, 100,000, million, billion, there's no S. So 1 billion, 2 billion, not 2 billions. Good. Okay, well, number 3. The Earth, la Terre, the Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago, or just 500,000 years ago. Donc on peut voir le virgule, c'est juste pour chaque fois que nous avons 3 zéros, 1000, on met une virgule. Okay? Et pour le partie décimale, c'est un point. The Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago. A long time. Okay. Number 4. Homo sapiens. It's us. Homo sapiens appeared in East Africa 200 million years ago or 200,000 years ago. What do you think? It's not very long, just 200,000 years ago. Okay, very good. Okay, now look at the introduction. Oops. Here we have the wonders of our universe, les merveilles de notre univers. So read this part here. Okay, so we can read together. Why not? So read with me. Ready? There are 2 things that are impossible for us to understand about the universe. One is its size. It is probably infinite, which means it goes on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Encore et encore et encore et encore et encore. Another is its time. If you think a year lasts a long time, if you think 20 is old, if you think 2,000 years ago is ancient history, think again. The universe is 13.7 billion years old. It's a long time. What is the verb to last? Do you remember? So if you think a year lasts a long time, c'est durer. Good. So how long does something last? How long does the film last? How long does the lesson last? Okay, to last. It lasts. Good. Now we have exercise 3. We have 2 questions here. So why is it hard to understand the size of the universe? They say because it is probably infinite. Oof. Astrophysics is too difficult. I have a very small brain. It's too difficult for me. Okay, and the second question, why are the time scales involved difficult? What is a time scale? Do you know? Yeah, so c'est l'échelle du temps. So if you say the scale, so for example 1 to 2 is a scale, or 1 to 100 is a scale. For business, of course, we talk about scales of economy, or on a large scale, for example. So why are the time scales difficult? Well, they are difficult because they are so very big. They are so big. Okay, good. Now, we have the rest of the article. It's a good idea to read the article with me out loud, because with the video it is difficult to practice speaking. So try to read with me, okay? So let's read part 1 together, okay? So part 1.
The Earth.
So this part here, okay? So ready? So, the Earth is the only place in the universe where life is known to exist. It has all the conditions that are suitable for supporting life. It is a perfect distance from the sun. If it was closer, there would be too much radiation. The Earth would be too hot, and all the oceans would evaporate. If it was further from the sun, it would be too cold, and the planet would be covered in ice. The Earth rotates on its axis, so the whole surface is warmed and cooled once a day, every day. If it didn't rotate, one side would be permanently hot and the other cold. It is at an angle 23.5 degrees to the sun, which gives us our seasons. At different times of year, the northern hemisphere gets more or less sunlight than the southern hemisphere. Without seasons, our weather would be too extreme. 70% of the Earth is covered in water. If there was no water, there would be no life. Our atmosphere blocks harmful solar radiation but allows enough heat from the sun to warm us. The Earth is the right size. If it was bigger, gravity would be much stronger and we wouldn't be able to move. If it was smaller and gravity was weaker, it wouldn't hold our oceans. Okay, did you speak with me? Yeah. And maybe there is some new vocabulary in the article. Okay, so for example, the Earth has the conditions that are suitable for supporting life. So suitable, yeah, c'est quelque chose qui convient. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So to suit something, ça va ou ça convient. Okay, good. Remember we have far for distance and the comparison is irregular. So I don't know, Arcachon is far from my house, Paris is further from my house. Okay, good. So then, what is to warm? Yeah. So chauffer, so to be warmed, être chauffé. So the Earth is warmed and cooled. Yeah, refroidir is to cool. And the adjective is warm or cool. Remember, we have warm, hot, or cool, cold. Okay, so to warm, c'est chauffer. Or to heat, on dit aussi heat. Okay, good. Any more difficult vocabulary? Or sunlight, bon, c'est la lumière, plus de lumière. Good. Without, sans, yeah, so without seasons, the weather would be too extreme. Okay, good. Harmful, yeah. So our atmosphere blocks harmful solar radiation. So harmful, c'est nuisible, yeah, or quelque chose qui nous blesse. This is harmful. So if the Earth was bigger, we wouldn't be able to move. So you see the conditional sentence. Now remember, with a second conditional sentence, you can say were for every person. Yeah. If I were king, I would live in Versailles. Okay. It's also possible with was. You know, it's a choice. Were is more elegant. Was is more and more used. Okay. So if the Earth was bigger, gravity would be stronger, and we wouldn't be able to move. Now remember, we don't like two modal verbs together. We cannot say would and can together. No. You cannot say we would can move. No. So we must replace can with be able to. So we wouldn't be able to move. Okay, never two modals together. Okay. Okay, good. So look at number 4. Okay. So what are the features, the aspects of the Earth that make it suitable, that make it good for life? So is it the distance from the sun? Is it the rotation? Is it the angle? Is it the water? Is it the atmosphere? Is it the size? Well, it's everything. It's a perfect planet. Personally, it is my favourite planet. Okay, good. Now, the interesting question here is what would happen if the features were different? So the second conditional, your favourite. Okay, So what would happen if the Earth was or were further from the sun? Yeah. You have the text. So if it was or were further from the sun, it would be too cold and the planet would be covered in ice. Good. So what would happen if the Earth did not rotate at the same speed à la même vitesse? Well, if it didn't rotate, one side would be permanently hot, would be too hot, and one side would be too cold. Okay, very good. So what would happen if the angle was or were different? So we say, well, if the angle was different, we would have different seasons, different sun. Here it says without seasons, the weather would be too extreme. So what would happen if there was or there were no water on the Earth? Well, if there were no water, there would be no life on this planet. Oh, very sad. Okay. What would happen if there was or if there were no atmosphere? Well, if there was no atmosphere, well, we would have too much solar radiation. Well, if there was no atmosphere, there would be no life on the planet. There would be no water on the planet. I think there was water on Mars, billions of years ago, and the water disappeared into space. So the gravity, the atmosphere is very important. And what would happen if the Earth was or were smaller? Well, it's like Mars. If the gravity was weaker, if the Earth was smaller, it wouldn't hold our oceans. The oceans would evaporate. I hope you are interested in astronomy. Okay, because it's really for vocabulary, for the conditional sentence. Okay, it's just a different subject. I'm sorry if you do not like astronomy. Good. Okay, well look at part 2. Okay, and read with me again. It's good to practice your speaking. So part 2, our solar system. Okay, so the Earth is part of our solar system. At the center of this is the Sun, which is the solar system's star. Our solar system consists of the Sun and objects connected to it by gravity. 8 planets and some moons. The 4 smaller planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, are made of rock and metal. The 2 largest, Jupiter and Saturn, are called the gas giants. They consist mainly of hydrogen and helium. The two furthest from the Sun, Uranus and Neptune, consist of ice. Okay? Continue. Our galaxy. Our solar system is part of the galaxy known as the Milky Way. It is about halfway out from the centre. Our Sun is just one of the stars in the Milky Way, one of between 100 and 400 billion stars. Our solar system goes round the centre of the Milky Way once every 250 million Earth years. Now the universe.
Our galaxy is just one of more than 170 billion galaxies in the observable universe. The universe is probably infinite. There is no end to it.
Okay. So any difficult parts? I think it's quite clear. The vocabulary is similar in English and French. So, for Mars, remember Mars is the planet and March is the month of the year. Okay, so Mars is just the planet. Okay, good. I think this is okay. So furthest, c'est le plus loin. So far, further, the furthest. Okay. So halfway out was just halfway from the centre. So our solar system is halfway from a mi-point, from the centre of the galaxy. Okay. Okay, well, it's quite clear, I think. Okay, good. So what are the main objects in our solar system? Yeah, so they are planets and moons. What holds it together? To hold something together. What holds it, connects it? Well, it is gravity, we know. What are the planets made of? What are the 4 small planets made of? So they are made of, this is the preposition, made of rock and metal, and the big planets are made mainly are made of, is it hydrogen, helium, I imagine? Okay. Question number 5 is a ridiculous question. How would you give an alien directions, as indication, to our solar system? That's a ridiculous question. I would say travel halfway to the centre of the Milky Way and then ask for directions. That's a silly question. Okay. Number 6. How many stars are there in the Milky Way? Yeah, it says there are between 100 and 400 billion stars. It's quite a lot. And how many galaxies are there in the universe? We don't know, but we can see, we can observe, more than 170 billion galaxies. These numbers, these figures are too big for my poor tiny brain. Okay, it's too much for me. Okay, then just to finish today, okay, look at the end. We have the life cycle of the sun. So the sun, the star is born. Bloop. Then we have now, and it is warming. It's warming. Heat is warming. We have the red giant, the supernova. Then we have the white dwarf sun, the little sun at the end. Okay, so read with me. The end. Okay.
This is the end.
Okay. So read with me. So our sun is getting hotter. In 1 billion years' time, the Earth will become too hot for water to exist, and all life will end. Our sun will continue to burn until it uses all its supply of hydrogen. In 5 billion years' time, it will expand, then explode, and become a red giant. After that, it will collapse and become smaller than the Earth. Some scientists believe that the universe will continue to expand. All the stars, every single one, will burn out and it will go dark. The temperature will drop to 0. This will happen when the universe is 100 trillion years old. After that, there will be nothing forever. The last part, the wonder of it all, le merveille. There is a short period of time in the early years of the universe when life is possible. This period in the history of time lasts just a second, a flash, a click of the fingers. That miraculous time is now. We are in the most precious place at the most precious time, and it's now. So, make the most of it. Lockdown has finished. Enjoy the time on this planet.
Pizza. Pulling on ocean.
Well, I hope that was fun. It's just a little vocabulary, some conditional sentences, some big numbers this week. Now, what is the preposition for something is made metal? What is the preposition we need? Yeah, so the planet is made of metal. it is made of rock. I don't know, this book is made of paper. Okay, what about the preposition pour regarder? I look something. Yeah, I look at something. Or j'écoute quelque chose. I listen to the music. Or voilà, je suis intéressé par quelque chose. I am interested in something. Good. Are you interested in some homework? Oh, yes, you are. Good. Because this week, it's not very exciting, I'm sorry, but it's not very long. So this week, the homework is page 86 in the workbook. You have exercise 11, different prepositions. So first, you must find the prepositions with some verbs. I look at, listen to. Okay, we have prepositions with certain nouns. So for example, what's on TV? For the electronic media, the preposition is normally on. So on television, on the radio, on the internet, okay? On Skype, I don't know. On WhatsApp, yeah? So for electronic media, it's normally on, but it depends on the noun. Prepositions are horrible. Then we have certain adjectives with prepositions. So, are you interested, modern art, so with interested in something. Okay, and again, we have nouns and prepositions. It's more easy. I have a present, you. Yeah, I have a present for you. Okay, so it's a bit easier. But listen to the voice inside your head. Écoutez la voix intérieure. If you make mistakes, it's okay. It's not important. Prepositions are difficult. You must repeat, okay? This is learning. And then if you are enthusiastic, you can do the part on pronunciation. So you have the words. Il faut identifier l'accent tonique. Okay? Où est-ce qu'on peut mettre l'accent tonique? So, for example, lottery, 3 syllabes. Donc, c'est le plus, on insiste le plus sur le premier syllabe. So, lottery. Dans le premier groupe, c'est de. Deuxième groupe, c'est de. Yeah. Troisième groupe, de. Yeah. Quatrième groupe, de. Ça, c'est la plupart des mots. Le dernier, de. Japan, for example. Okay. So try to put the words in the box, listening to the audio. Okay, and that is it for today. Okay, so good luck with the homework. Don't hesitate to contact me if you want to ask a question. Okay, so see you next week. Back on the planet Earth.